Hey everyone, Isaac here, and welcome to the third episode of Between Two Kets, the podcast where we take a peek behind the curtain of the biggest names in the quantum programming community. In this episode, I sat down with Marco Cerezo, who's a staff scientist at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. His research interests include hybrid classical quantum algorithms for condensed matter applications, quantum algorithms for near-term devices, and simulating quantum systems, and more. Marco's turned into quite a bit of a rock star in the field of quantum computing, quantum information, and quantum machine learning. You've probably read some of his papers. He's got a great review on variational quantum algorithms and plenty of papers on barren plateaus, which he adores. Beyond being a great scientist and a meme lover, Marco's also a really great person, which is shown by his work in bringing quantum information, quantum machine learning, and quantum computing to less privileged communities in Guatemala. We had a lot of fun in this interview, and I really hope you enjoy it too. Please subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy it so you can see more of these videos. Give this video a like if you liked it. And without further ado, here's Marco. How are you doing today?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been great. I've been loving my visit here to Toronto. It's the first time that I've been in Canada.
Yeah.
And really enjoying it. It's a beautiful country, beautiful city.
So this is your first time to Toronto, so you said?
It is, and to Canada too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, never been here before.
Yeah, that's really cool. You came at a good time, gotta say. This is a nice time where it's like early fall in Canada is great. Or in this area, Canada's a big country. Weather ranges between 10
For
and
sure.
15 degrees. It's
For sure.
pretty nice, and it's still sunny before the death of winter, the dead of winter.
Right.
It's completely gray and white and just desolate. I prep for these. Yeah, okay, but when I Googled your name, a ton of stuff came up. So relative to other people that I've talked to. Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest even.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
You have a personal blog and website. So
Oh, yeah.
you seem to be quite all right with putting yourself out there, eh?
I try to, at least from the science perspective, to get out there. I'm not so much of a social media fan, so not a lot of personal stuff. I don't do that anymore. But yeah, during my PhD, I wanted to get more into quantum information, so I started writing a blog and just putting stuff out there. I feel like just going through the whole process of writing stuff helps me understand it better. I think that if I can explain it, I can understand it. So yeah, I enjoyed that part.
I have that same sort of mantra or guiding principle with anything science related. If I can't explain it well myself, I don't really understand it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I totally am gung ho about that. That's cool. I literally say that to myself all the time. And that's kind of why I like this job, because my job is to explain things to people in a sort of simple way and test my ability to understand things as well. You spent most, if not all, your student years in Argentina. Now you find yourself in New Mexico at Los Alamos National Lab. Let's trace up how you got there. So I know you grew up in Guatemala. What was that like? What were your hobbies like, and how did you eventually think that physics was a good idea?
Well, I don't know. So growing up in Guatemala, it was interesting. It is an extremely beautiful country. It definitely has its things, just like any developing country, And I was lucky enough that I was able to go to a really good school where I was in contact with extremely great professors. And I had a physics professor, and his wife was my chemistry professor. And the two of them, I think, that had a great impact on just starting my love for science, from a very early age. They were very passionate about the classes that they taught, and they used to bring experiments to class and just understanding, seeing some physical phenomena and then just trying to find some explanation for it. It kind of just blew my mind. It was about the same time that I also read Hawking's books, and that just completely blew my mind. So at that point I was like, okay, I think that science is what I want to do. But of course the problem is that studying for doing research in Guatemala is hard. While we do have great universities and you can study physics there, there's not a lot of research centers because there's not a lot of money for other basic needs, so even less for science. So I was presented with this dilemma of what should I do, right? I was graduating from school. I knew that I wanted to do science. So I started looking into options. And Argentina came up as a great opportunity because I had family there. An uncle of mine was married to an Argentinian woman. And I had family. It was really easy to get enrolled in the university. Something that Argentina has is that universities are public and free for everyone, even if you're a foreign national.
Really?
So I literally just went to the Argentinian embassy and they were like, oh, what do you want to study? And at that point, I didn't really knew what I wanted to do. I just knew that it was science related. And I was just like, I don't know. I just want to do something science, maybe engineering, robotics. I don't know. So she starts going through like the list of careers that she can enroll me in. And I'm like, I don't know, like some engineering, mechanical engineering sounds good. And she's like, all right, what university or what city? And I had no idea, Usually whenever you go to a embassy to get some information about universities, they just give you a list of papers that you need to bring. And in that case, I was like, I had done zero research. So I was like, I don't know, what university would you recommend? And she said that she'd grown in like the interior of Argentina, and then she moved to Buenos Aires, but her brother moved to this smaller city 50 kilometers away, which was called La Plata. And she was like, La Plata, it's a great university, full of students, really great science being done there. And I'm like, La Plata sounds good. And she's like, what's your passport number? This. Okay, you're enrolled in the university. And I was like, cool, I guess I'm going to Argentina.
That's awesome.
So I just bought a plane ticket and just went over there.
Yeah. Back up. All like university post-secondary education in Argentina is free, even to
foreign nationals.
Yes. That's wicked. I have to say, as somebody who's paying off student loans.
No, it's really good. And I think that even if I'm not Argentinian, I spent 13 years of my life there, mostly like developing years as an early adult, and I really fell in love with the country. And for them, it's a great pride to try to defend public university.
Yeah.
And I really support that. I used to be a TA at a public university, awesome. And I really like to help contribute in whatever way I could to, the public education system. So it's one of the last places in the world that still has that. And, it's something that people need to defend because it's really great universities and really great science being done there. So I'm extremely grateful for the education I received over there.
No kidding. That's awesome. When you were a kid, besides physics, though, like you got it, you were reading Stephen Hawking's books and stuff like that. Like, what else were you up to? What did you do in your pastimes? I was
a nerd. Yeah. I was like playing video games all day long, playing Magics with my friends, Pokemon cards. Playing soccer. I used to love soccer. Just like, I think I had the chance of being a kid in that sense, just like, it was that time where I was just like, I know that I'm going to sound old with this, but you could just like run in the streets and just like play with your friends on the curb and it was okay. So I think in that sense, I was just like doing random shenanigans in the streets.
Awesome. That's great. I think when I spoke to Nathan, we did one of these too, and his experience was very similar. Like video games and junk food, but just like he was a kid and like just let himself be a kid and had good parents, and then kind of just found himself in university later on. Like similar modest beginnings, I suppose. Yeah. Cool. You started university like around 2010-ish.
Correct.
So that's kind of like right before or like kind of right at the start of like the huge mega boom of like machine learning and physics, or at least every person kind of making that or going along with that huge paradigm shift in like numerical physics. So did any of this have an effect on your studies? And like, I know you were pretty into condensed matter at the time.
Yeah.
Or at least early on in your studies. Yeah. And oddly enough, it seems like a lot of people in condensed matter, a lot of people in condensed matter are doing, coding and just like Monte Carlo simulations and stuff. So a lot of people in that field like jumped onto the machine learning ship pretty quickly.
Right.
So how did that affect your studies?
So I was kind of like the oddball in condensed matter because I was not doing like thermodynamic limits or big stuff where you need to run numerical simulations. I was working with like finite spin systems. So most of my work was just like quantum information. What can we understand from like entanglement properties or entropic properties of these systems? So I don't think the machine learning boom, I was never too close to that because I never did a lot of coding. I was mostly just doing theory
I see.
in this sense. Okay. And my simulations were just like diagonalizing, I don't know, like 24 times 24 matrices on Mathematica. That's about it. Okay. But what did make a big impact for me was when IBM's quantum computer, the cloud quantum computer came live in around 2015, 2016.
Okay.
I wrote like a small proposal because I was a TA in a quantum information course back then, and I wanted to get their beta access to just use it. And I was like, hey, I'm a TA in a class, and we go over Nielsen and Chuang. It would be amazing to be able to show this to my students.
Yeah.
So they gave me the access, and of course I tried teleporting a qubit, and it was terrible, just terrible. But I didn't care. I was like, this is just like garbage, but it's garbage that is coming from an actual quantum computer.
Yeah.
So this is the future. So this is where it hit me that I need to just like jump into quantum computing like right away.
Right. Okay. So my next question, I mean, like, that was your kind of jump into quantum information, quantum computing. Well, you were already doing some quantum information, but like quantum computing, I guess. What was the thing that eventually made you like put points into machine learning and stuff? Because I know that's a big part of your research now. So yeah, like what was the thing that made you eventually just, I got to put a lot of points in there, coding and.
So again, like I don't really do a lot of coding, so I don't want to say that I do because the people that I work with are the hard coders. I mainly do theory, and what made me fall in love with classical machine learning was statistical learning, just the theory of how can a model learn, what are the things that it can predict, how can you just show it examples and try to just predict from there to new and unseen cases. I tried doing the Coursera or TED, I don't remember which of the courses it is, of the Andrew, I forgot the name. I'm just this shows how much I know about like classical machine learning. But I tried doing that course, and I was like super excited. I'm gonna learn about machine learning, and it was just like coding, and I just couldn't get through it. I was like, this is definitely not my thing. Andrew NG,
it's this guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I tried to go through his course, and I just couldn't do it because it was like too coding and numerically focused.
Okay.
And then I just found some lectures online about statistical learning, and I remember one where the professor is like, in this course, there's going to be no coding. It's just going to be just like probability theory, and that's it. And I was like, this is what I wanted. This is my place in the world.
Nice. That's cool. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting. I guess maybe a misconception is that pretty much anybody publishing, doing research in quantum machine learning is doing a lot of coding. At least that was my perception, right? That's interesting, I guess. I mean, like, you're obviously, successful with what you do, so you don't have to be like, modifying Fortran libraries and all that sort of shenanigans, eh? Like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Awesome stuff. So, like, I guess to zoom out, like, in your heavy research years as a student, there were a lot of things changing in physics in the field you were in. Like, did you ever feel like the rug was being pulled underneath you? From what I gather, I don't think the answer, like, maybe no. Like, you seemed very just gung-ho and just happy to just learn the stuff of the day.
Right.
So, yeah, but did you ever feel like the rug was being pulled from under you? And how did you, like, personally, academically, professionally adapt to all of those changes coming out of school?
I mean, I think that coming out of school and just going into my PhD, where I was already doing like basic science and just transitioning from that to postdoc, it was definitely hard. I think that just catching up with things that are going on, it's always really hard, especially whenever you're like young student and you're like very eager to get into the field, but you just see like things being published day by day, and you're just trying to keep up, and you just open more tabs and you download more papers, and it's just like a never-ending cycle, on the printed papers just like stack on your desk. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, what really helped was realizing that I just cannot learn everything. It's just completely impossible for me to pretend that I can learn everything. And you just have to cut the cycle of opening a paper, all the references they're in, and then the references inside of those, and just be like, okay, I'm going to focus on one thing. And this is kind of what I did. I think that I was just, okay, what is the one thing that I really like and that I think I've got the tools to tackle? And I'm just going to start slowly making my way through this, because otherwise it's such a fast moving field. And whenever you're young, I mean, I'm saying young, like I'm old, oh God. But whenever you're just like starting in the field, I think it's just like focus on one thing and just be happy about just getting a general understanding of everything that's happening, not like a specific and full understanding of everything. Like, I cannot do that. I just cannot keep track of everything that's been going on, It's just impossible.
Yeah, I went through a similar thing in grad school. Like a big problem for me was trying to isolate kind of what I was studying and just kind of staying in my lane while also kind of being aware of all the stuff going on. Like, yeah, if I don't recommend people to go on archive every day unless that's your thing.
Yeah.
It can get quite demoralizing pretty quickly. Yeah, there's just an inundation of information now. And the archive's great, obviously, for all the obvious reasons, but yeah, it can get pretty intimidating pretty quickly. So it's good advice just to, kind of at least say to yourself, you're not going to learn all this. So just do what you enjoy and just kind of pick your lane and stay in it, and just kind of filter out the noise.
For sure.
You kind of touched on this a little bit at the start, and you mentioned this in your QHack talks as well. You mentioned this in your QHack 2023 talk, that you're involved in like a week-long quantum machine learning course in Guatemala, or workshop or course.
I guess the first thing that I should say is that the credit goes to the organizers of that. That was co-organized by some Guatemalan universities, along with the Abdul Salam Institute, ICTP, in Trieste, Italy. And they did most of the heavy work. I was helping them from a very high perspective and just organizing the lectures and whatnot. But all the props go to the organizers. They did the heavy lifting of just getting people rallied, getting the infrastructure going. And then, I gave this 1 week course on quantum machine learning. It was a lot of fun. Some of the students that attended those lectures I've still kept in touch with.
Nice.
Every now and then they'll send me like a paper for some like notes or whatnot, or maybe they just have questions, and I try to keep a little bit of free time to just, if I can put my grain of, in the pile and just help people, I will try to do that. This November, there's also going to be another quantum information course, which is co-organized by Guatemalan universities with some representatives from Kets. And they also gave me a chance to just like give a lecture there. So I think that there's a lot of people that are doing amazing work to try to just bring quantum information sciences. And I was recently giving a talk at a just like an ideas forum, it's called, in Latin America. And one of the things that I was trying to highlight is the fact that producing brains is kind of cheap, like producing devices is expensive, but just getting good people, especially for quantum information sciences, where you have so many resources that are being put out there, for instance, like PennyLane tutorials and Qiskit tutorials and all the information that you have out there. I think getting younger people excited about quantum information is not so hard. They just need that small push and someone to guide them in the beginning, and then they can just go on their own. So definitely trying to do whatever I can to just support science. I'm also collaborating with people in Argentina and Brazil. So I think it's important to just make sure that, I think it's in the mission of Xanadu of trying to get quantum computing to everyone.
Yep.
And I really like that. I think it's important to just make sure it's something that people can access.
Yeah, that's really awesome. If there's any links or anything like that, send them to me afterwards, and I can put them in the description or something like that. Love to kind of promote that if we can. I guess to put a bow on that, I was watching this show on Netflix on centenarians, people that are 100 years old or more, and it's about isolated areas in the world that have a high concentration of people that are over 100. And one of the places is in Japan, and one of the things that in this little area is that's very, very commonly said amongst people who are over 100 is it's called ikigai.
All right.
It's like a reason for being, giving you a sense of purpose and that sort of thing. So is this sort of thing, is this your ikigai,
I think that in general, science is just trying to be an overall just good person, I feel like doing science makes me happy, just thinking about a problem and trying to figure things out. And in all honesty, being able to do what I like doing and getting paid for that is just it's just an incredible thing, you know. And I feel like people that go into science, they kind of just do this thing where, you know, it's just your passion and kind of what you like. But yeah, besides that, I also try to, and I think this is kind of important for like people that are starting in the field, is like I also try to keep like a healthy life-work balance, you know, like I go rock climbing in the afternoons. I get together with friends to play board games and Dungeons and Dragons on Fridays. You know, so yeah, I think that it is important, but at the same time, it's also important to keep track that life is happening, you know, and there's other stuff beyond science, and just like bringing into focus the importance of like mental health and just putting yourself first and science second. And if you're feeling centered, as you're saying, you know, and if you're feeling good, then you can do good science. But, you know, I think it's also important to keep in track that personal health and mental health are like extremely important, especially in academia, you know, where there's so much pressure, there's so much competition, there's so much BS going around that, you know, I was like controlling myself, like I'm not gonna say a bad word, I'm just gonna say BS. Yeah, I think it's important to keep track of that.
Yeah. No, I'm in industry, so I know the feeling. I got out of school for similar reasons. Yeah, I know what you mean by BS.
Yeah. there is a lot.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So this next little segment is called random sampling.
Oh gosh.
So these are going to be like kind of fun random questions.
All right.
All right.
Scared should I be?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. I heard that Nathan did some. Did manage to embarrass himself, so I'm going to try to outdo him.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So you've been a great speaker and participant in pretty much every Q hack that I can remember. And I think part of why you're so into it is because, you know, we have it on Twitch. It's you know, centered around like the sort of gamer community. You know, we have emotes and especially memes. We really lean into the memes.
Oh, yes.
So I have 10 memes that I'm going to show you.
All right.
And I need you to give me the tagline of the meme for these. Like the tagline. So I'll just give you an example of kind of what I'm thinking. So like I'm going to show you, I'd show you this meme.
Yes.
And this is like the brace yourselves, X is coming. So that's the tagline. So, but there's not going to be any text on it. So I just need you, like, I'll show you the meme picture and then you give me the tagline.
I've actually used that on some of my talks. This one. This specific one.
Yeah. Okay, very cool.
No, the winter is coming. I've used that on,
right.
My tag there would be like, brace yourself. Quantum neural network winter is coming.
Yep. Cool. Okay. First one. Ready? I'm going to, like, some of these will be easy. They'll kind of maybe ramp up or oscillate in difficulty, but okay, here's the first one.
Should I make them about like quantum?
No. Oh, sorry. You don't need to make a meme from them. I just need you to give me the tagline.
Okay, yeah.
So for that first one, it was just like...
Okay, this is easier. I thought that I had to come up with like memes on the spot.
No. That's a little too
I'm
much.
also known for being like the meme person in my group. So every time that we have like a paper coming out, I'm just like flooding people with memes.
There you go. Awesome. Okay.
All right.
Here's the first one.
I'm once again asking you.
Okay, that one was easy. Okay.
Something everywhere.
Yep. Okay.
Of course, aliens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're 3 for 3. Good job.
One does not simply.
Excellent.
This is the you can't something if something. Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong one. I think I might be misinterpreting this one. I don't remember which one this is.
So I
always use it like, you know, you can't do something if something.
Yeah. You're something about doing something safely.
I am using this meme wrong.
No?
Man.
I always thought that this says roll safe.
Really? I never thought about
safe.
it that way. I've always thought like, I don't know, like, you can't be a bad driver if you already crash your car, you know, something like that. Like, this is why he's like, you know.
You know what? Yeah, I see. Okay.
Okay, so I think...
No, I'll give you the point there.
All right.
You know the meme. That's really all I'm testing you on. Okay, cool. All right, so we got that one.
I don't know, Rick. Seems fake.
Oh, close. It's Pawn Stars. You're right.
But this is the I don't know, Rick. Seems fake. What are you talking about? I will fight you for it. I know my meme.
I think this is... this is like best I can do is.
You are right. The other one is with Chun-Li. You are 100%
Yeah.
right. I will admit the fit. I will 100% admit the fit.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Oh, this is, well, it would be great
Yeah.
if something.
Yeah. Well, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I remember
There
that
you go.
the word great is important here.
Okay.
Oh, the rent is too damn high,
Too damn high. Yeah. There you go.
which we can still. I'm not too proficient with SpongeBob memes. I've never used this. What's the name of this one?
This is a deep cut. So this is don't use Squidward.
Oh, I don't think I would have gotten this one.
Like blah 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 blah. Don't use Squidward.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't think I would have gotten that one. I feel like I'm something of myself.
Yeah. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Exactly.
Or something. Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. Last one.
Pepper Ridge Farm remembers.
There you go. Okay, so we were like 9 for 10 there. That's really good.
Yeah, SpongeBob is not my strong suit. I think it's because when that show was coming off, I was like already getting to the point where I wasn't watching that much cartoon.
Fair enough.
And I feel like I've missed on a critical piece of like social culture, you know? Like I didn't watch SpongeBob and I'm always like, I should go back and watch it. I know that it's great.
Yeah, I grew up on SpongeBob, like Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron.
Right.
Like that was my generation. Yeah.
I
So like
see.
the SpongeBob means run deep with me.
I see. No, I need to go back and rewatch SpongeBob.
Right,
It's on
right.
my to-do list, you know. It's like read this paper, watch SpongeBob.
Nice. You're ordering takeout for you and your friends. So what's
Yep.
the go-to style of food that you go for? Like Thai, pizza, Chinese, Indian?
I mean, you have to remember that I live in a small town in the middle of the mountains, so takeout food is extremely limited. We have 2 pubs and they both close at 10. So
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, this is kind of like, it's just like a 17,000 people small town in
I
the
love that.
mountains.
I love that.
It's amazing, you know, if you like the outdoors, it's great, but this is one of the things that people that don't like living in Los Alamos is because we don't have a lot of takeouts. So
Interesting.
food
Okay.
options are kind of limited. You've got like pizza, noodles, Mediterranean food, or just going out for like a burger.
Okay.
And we actually don't have any place that delivers into my house.
No way.
You have to go and drive and get it yourself.
Okay.
And we have one Uber driver, but you have to text them to turn on their app. So you know the
That-
person and you're just, hey, you know, I need a ride. Can you turn on your app?
You know what? Yeah, like I know I work in Toronto, but I do kind of live outside of Toronto, like kind of in a small town. And like I grew up in a small town, like I'm a small town guy, so that's cool. Okay, so I guess that question is not applicable.
I mean, you've said otherwise now that I've been here. I would actually go, and this is what I had for dinner yesterday, like Korean barbecue. I love
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
Korean
amazing.
barbecue is awesome. Yep. Okay, it's fall time, so pumpkin spice lattes are everywhere.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on pumpkin spice lattes?
Oh, I will drink that stuff like there's
Yeah?
no tomorrow. I love
Really?
it. Yeah, I'm like very basic. You know? I will have my pumpkin spice latte in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. You know.
That is awesome. Cool. All right. Cool. Awesome.
I know that that's gonna trigger like the coffee purists, and you know I'll even tell you that I will go to Starbucks for it because
Okay.
I want my Starbucks pumpkin latte. Yes.
See, like I don't mind pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks. I have to get it like with less sweet, whatever they use for sweetener. I can't
Right.
remember. However they make it, just like less sugar. Then I like it. But no, I do like pumpkin spice lattes. But I definitely the Starbucks one. If you just order it like straight up for me, it's too sweet.
And the thing is that we're, you know, in Guatemala and in Argentina, there aren't really like, we don't have pumpkin spice latte. So it's something that I just watched on TV. And then I went to the US. I was like, oh, this is great, you know. So it's kind of like a taste that I acquired later in life. So I never tested it before.
Awesome. Okay, last question.
All right, let's do it.
What's one thing that's gone up in price over the last couple of years that really irks you?
Ooh, that is a great question. You know, I could say tomatoes, but that's actually not going to be true. Old school out of print board games.
Really?
I collect board games.
Okay.
And I would like to say that I play them, but I'm like a hoarder.
Okay.
And there's like some old games that I really like, and they're just like skyrocketing in place. I don't know what's happening. All the like people from my generation, which are just like they now have money and they just want to throw it away and just burn it on board games. they're just investing in it like, I don't know, like it's Bitcoin. And it's just like prices are skyrocketing. I'm
Hedge
like,
against inflation. Board games.
Like prices have doubled, and I'm like, oh, dang.
Yeah. All right, so you're here in Toronto to kind of mingle with other researchers here at Xanadu. Like, what are you most looking forward to while you're here? And like, do you have any burning questions that you want input on? And should we keep our eyes peeled for anything from you in the coming months? Like,
right. So what I'm really excited about being here in Toronto and Xanadu is that I really like the work that you'll do here. I think that the community that PennyLane has built over the years, especially around like QHack and their hackathons, is amazing. So I've had the opportunity to talk to, I think, I might mess this up, Guillermo. He does like some of the coding challenges.
Yep.
So it's kind of nice to put like a face behind those coding exercises. To be honest, I couldn't solve them if my life depended on it. Again, I'm not a coder, so
Cool. All right.
So it's really nice to like get to chat with the people, behind like some of the nice work that is being done. I also have some collaborations with Nathan, and it's really good to like chat in person. I see him like every day, every week on WebEx, and he's definitely taller than appeared in WebEx.
Nathan's very tall. Yeah, he's taller than me.
He is.
Super tall.
So that has been really nice. And regarding us to things that could be interesting that we're thinking of, we're just trying to understand if there's a connection between, and this might be a little bit technical, but I'm still
bring it on.
If you have a quantum machine learning model that is trainable, so that means that it doesn't have barren plateaus. And oh no, Mark was talking about barren plateaus. Who would have thought about that? I think people are getting sick of me talking about barren plateaus. But if you have a model that doesn't have barren plateaus, can there be a way to somehow simulate it? So is the structure that is precluding barren plateaus also allowing us to classically simulate that circuit?
Okay.
Because if it does, that would mean that some of the guarantees that we have for this circuit is really nice, I can train it. Maybe I can also simulate it classically, right? So is there some deep connection there that we're starting to see, and hopefully we can explore more? I'm going to be talking to some of the people here about that.
Interesting.
So yeah, this is kind of like the thing that excites me the most, for sure.
Cool. Last thing, like your last few things, like you currently live in New Mexico, like we said. I've never been there, but I know people who live there, and it's like a criminally underrated, gorgeous state.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah. What is your favorite part about New Mexico?
I would say northern New Mexico. It's where Los Alamos is extremely beautiful because you get a little bit of the desert that is very characteristic of New Mexico, but also because we're at high altitude. You also have like the mountains with forests. You get the nice, cool weather this time of year. We also do get some snow. So if you like snowing and skiing, there's like snow and ski hills up there. And there's a massive amount of rock climbing, which is something that I absolutely enjoy.
So when I got out of school and came to Xanadu, I was astounded at the concentration and number of people who rock climb.
I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know what it is with people in this field that like to rock climb, but it is a thing, and I just I just have never met so many rock climbers in such a small concentrated area.
And I think it might be just like the problem solving aspect of it. You're up there, you're just like, it's you against the root, so it's kind of like you against the problem, and you have to figure out how to move the pieces to solve it. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
There's something there.
Yeah. So anyone interested in visiting or going to New Mexico can look into the Los Alamos National Lab's summer school.
Yeah. So
talk to me about the summer school, and how can someone apply, and what can they expect?
Yeah, our quantum computing summer school is a 10-week long program that happens over the summer every year. And we just pair students with LANL mentors to work on a research project. So it's not so much a school in terms of lectures, it's more like a research internship. And applications are going to be open for this year's summer school sometime around mid-November. So in a couple of weeks, we're just changing the application system. So we're currently testing it, but applications should be open soon. And highly encourage like people that are in the field of quantum machine learning, quantum information, or they would like to collaborate with us, and they would like to visit New Mexico to apply, because I think it's a great opportunity, and I think that's our secret sauce. It's not that we personally do a lot of great science, it's because we get a lot of amazing students that are just like the driving force behind most of what we do. Cool. So yeah, highly encourage people to apply if they're interested.
I'll put some links in the description too for how to get to those places where you can apply and more information and etc. Yeah, okay. Like any last words for people wanting to get into quantum machine learning, quantum computing? Like any last words of advice?
Yeah, I think just like take it easy. It's a very fast moving and fast pacing field, and just kind of like find your niche, find the thing that you like and try to work your way through it. There's a lot of opportunities. It's a really nice and emerging field, and I think there's a lot of future to it. Despite the fact that I use the meme of quantum winter is coming, I really don't think so. I really don't hope so.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think just like stick in there and just like do great science. I see a lot of great papers coming from young scientists every day. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's a great place to leave it. Again, I'll put all the links in the description for what Marco's up to and the summer school application, if it's open, or just information to learn more about it. Yeah, Marco, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you had fun, and yeah, take care and enjoy the rest of your week here.
Thank you.
Cheers.
That was fun.
Oh, yours is fine. That when I was talking, it wasn't coming in. There we go.
Oh, cool. There it is.
I'll cut that out.